Everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing my 2023 reading journal setup for you guys. Obviously this is a bit different than the content that I normally do on my channel. However, I did have a really good time doing my 2022 flip through and I wanted to make another journaling video for you guys. So I thought since I was going to be using these spreads throughout the entire year, it would be fun to show you guys the process of me setting them up. So we're just gonna get into it. I really hope you guys enjoy. Okay, so we are again going to start out with some candles, but this time this tea light's a bit different because I put some star-shaped confetti in it while the wax was hardening, so it's a little more fun. It's a little more, you know, whimsical, I guess. Again, we're gonna hope that my journal does not set on fire. I'm sure it'll be fine though. It didn't set on fire the last time. And then we have, very boring, the same pumpkin candle. But for the ambiance and the vibes, here they are. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly show you the stuff that I'm gonna be using. I have all of these pens. I'll put like any information to this kind of stuff in the description box. And I also have this washi tape that I'm going to be using. I got all of these from Michael's, but these do make up like 2 different packs, but I put them all in the same tube for ease of use. Then obviously we have her, the star of the show. So I guess we're just gonna get into it, you know? I did make a little concept card for kind of what the vibe is. There really isn't much of a vibe, to be honest. It's kind of just like colorful and soot sprite. There's really not much of a theme, but it's good enough. So we are going to get into it. Okay, so you will excuse me if I do a bad job of doing this video. I've never done a setup video like this before, so this is new. So I'm just gonna start out with my title page. It's literally just gonna say 2023. I'm keeping it very simple, but I do not know how to like draw or like write letters very nicely, especially like block letters. So I used my mom's Cricut. And I just cut them out in this nice gold paper, and I kind of overlapped them when I was putting them through the little tape machine, but that's okay, it's fine. Honestly, like, I'm not looking for this to be super straight. I kind of like it if it looks a little bit funky. Wow, that 3 does look funky. Okay, it's okay. And then I also have this like little diamond that's supposed to go in the 0. It's kind of cute. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, I like that. And then I'm just gonna put like some little stars around. Okay, so there's like the general outline, and then I am gonna fill in the stars with like these 3 colors. Okay, so this is basically just how I'm gonna leave my title page. It's a lot more blank space than I would normally go for, but I'm trying to get better at doing that, so we're just gonna move on. Next up, I'm going to be doing my reading tracker. I did one of these last year, and it's like my favorite spread ever. However, this is gonna take me so long to like fill in all of the lines for, so we're just gonna like do a little fast forwarding section of me coloring this in. Hopefully it won't take me like 4 million years, but I don't have a lot of hope. Anyway, I'm gonna fill in the lines and then we'll have a chat. Okay, so I have run into quite the issue And this is my own fault because I didn't try this before, but I really should have seen it coming. But I've been using this Sharpie Ultra Fine Point, and it bleeds through. You can kind of see it on this page, and then you can also kind of see it on this page, but you know what, like, it's fine. However, I am gonna stop using this. I don't think Michael's is open today, but I do need to go get just a different fine liner because this is not cute. I mean, like, it's not that bad, and I can probably just like cover the bad parts with things. So here we go, a really realistic look at me messing things up. So I'm going to go run and get a different marker. We're gonna blow that out, blow that one out too, and I'll be back, you know, eventually. Okay, I am back. I have acquired some pens. I picked up a Pigma Micron in the like 5 size. I'm not gonna use it to finish this just because I think this is too thick for these lines. Let me see actually. But I also picked up this Art Alternatives, like basically the same thing but like a different brand. And I think this might match the lines that I've already done a bit better. I would have just gotten a Pigma Micron in a bigger size, but they didn't have it, so we're just going to use this. But I feel like this is also just like a good example of, you know, like, things happen, people mess up. Obviously my journal's not gonna look perfect. It's kind of sad, but it's also not a huge deal. But it is sad because I do have fine liners that I normally use to do spreads like this, but I left them at school because I was like, oh, I'm not gonna do any major journaling while I'm home over break. But then I was like, 2023 setup? Yeah, so I don't have them. I was literally so close to going to get some earlier this morning, but I was like, no, the Sharpie will be fine. But take this as a lesson, my friends. Test your pens before you use them in your journal. Okay, so I finally think that the spread is done. Obviously, it'll look a lot better once I have it filled in at the end of the year, but this is what it looks like blank. I have not chosen like a color palette for how I'm gonna color in these books, but I do think I'm gonna do it again by format. So I'll have one for library books, physical books, ebooks, and audiobooks, and I'm so excited to see how it's gonna look like once it starts filling up, and I just love these spreads so much. Anyway, it's finally time to move on. Thank God. I've had enough of doing that spread, and we are going to be doing something that I have not done before, and this is going to be a series tracker. So obviously I'm going to use it to track the series that I'm reading. It's pretty self-explanatory. You'll see what I mean when it's done. So I'm just gonna get into doing this, and yeah. Okay, so we are going to casually ignore that I spelled legend wrong. Kind of sad that I managed that one, but like, it would look worse if I tried to fix it. So it's just gonna stay how it is. But basically, these are a couple of the series that I want to hopefully continue in 2023. Some of these I have not yet started, like the Kingkiller Chronicles or Good Girl's Guide to Murder or Daughter of Smoke and Bone. But like for the Kingkiller Chronicles, we're reading The Name of the Wind for our book club, so obviously that has to go there. And these two are just like, you know, hopefuls. Then I also have these little boxes that I'm gonna fill in. So every time I read that correlating boxes book in this series, I'll fill it in. That, I feel like, I don't know if those words went together well, but I think you get the idea. So I'm just gonna put some boxes. Some of these I will get to fill in, which is exciting because obviously I'm in the middle of some of these series. So I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna fill in these stars with some color and add some washi. Then we'll be done with this one. So I'm going to call that good for my series tracker. Obviously, I'm going to leave some space over here for any other series that I decide to start in the year. Also, I didn't put like numbers in the boxes or anything, but just know that there are some like novellas thrown into like these boxes as well. So there we have it. Series tracker done. Although I think I kind of want to add a little bit more color. So I'm going to like just throw this here. Perfect. Beautiful. Moving on. What is this? Oh, these are my reading goals. So, oh my god, this is gonna take me forever. How many more of these do I have to do? Okay, so I only have too many more pages, frankly. Reading goals. Yes, I'm going to put 100 boxes on this page so I can read, you know, maybe 100 books this year. Who knows? I'm also gonna write down some reading goals in this little box over here. So I'm going to get started making these 100 boxes. Please pray for me and my sanity. If you are curious, I'm currently watching Wednesday on Netflix while I do this, so it's not just completely in silence. So yeah, please enjoy another time lapse. So honestly, not as bad as I thought, you know, but before we get into like doing the rest of it, I thought I could talk about my reading goals because I think that'd be kind of fun. So I do want to push myself to read some bigger books this year. I have a feeling that this is literally just going to be Oathbringer and Rhythm of War, which are from the Stormlight Archive, because I am super excited about continuing that series. But I would like to maybe look into some other fantasy books that are like really long, because every time I find a fantasy book that's really long and I actually get myself to read it, I really end up enjoying it. So I do want to push myself to, I wouldn't say I'm really afraid of big books, I just don't have the motivation to pick up big books because I am a very impatient person. So if I don't get through the book in like, you know, 3 days, I'm like, oh, it's taking me forever. But I want to just focus on reading longer books. I also want to read a few classics, maybe like 3. I think I read like 5 or so classics this year and I definitely really enjoyed them, so I want to try some more. I think this next one is just gonna be to read 50 books. Obviously I have boxes for 100 books on the spread and I probably will end up reading over 50, but I always just set my Goodreads goal at 50 because, like, honestly, the number of books I read in a year doesn't really matter that much, so it's kind of just nice to have this to fill out if I get here, and if I don't, like, it doesn't matter. But based on how my reading has gone the last few years, I will probably reach this, but we're just gonna go with 50 for a nice attainable goal. Another goal for the year is to read more high fantasy. I have just put a couple of authors that I want to read more work from. Obviously these are rather popular names in the genre, but I just have not read enough high fantasy, so I want to start with the basics and then I can work my way out from there. But every time I pick up a high fantasy book, I really like it, but it takes me a lot to like get myself to pick it up. So that is another goal. I think I'm just gonna leave this area here blank because right now I don't have anything else to put there, but maybe at some point throughout the year I will have like another goal that I want to focus on and I can write it there as well. So I'm just going to do the outside bits and then we'll move on to the next spread. So next we are going to be doing my favorite books of every month spread. I did one of these last year and I really like how it turned out. I just think it's a really good visual way to get an idea of all of the books that I've been loving so far throughout the year. This was honestly just really simple because the main focus of it is going to be the book covers that I will put in here at the end of every month. So I'm just going to fill this one out really quickly. Not too much to say about it. Okay, so moving on from this one, I have my books read this year spread, which is where I'm gonna put like book covers. Pretty sure I said in my 2022 flip through that I was going to like start doing all of these at the beginning of the year, but I realized I don't really want to like guess how many pages I need and then like run out of pages or have too many left, so I'm just going to continue to do them like interspersed throughout the year. But this spread is really boring and literally all I'm gonna do is like put stars on it and like write in the title. So I'm not gonna show this one, but you'll see it at the end in the mini flip through. But we have finally reached the last spread, thank God, because I've been filming this video for way too long. And this is gonna be my yearly TBR, which we can talk about a little bit. I haven't fully picked what's gonna be on my 2023 TBR, but I do have a few. And I'll show you guys what those are. And then I also have a spread for new releases. Normally I do like a whole thing for this, but I feel like I don't really keep up with this thing that well, but it is like kind of helpful, so I kind of just condensed it into one page so I can write like the really important stuff. But I think the spread is going to be really cute. I'm really excited about it, so I'm going to start doing like the general like line work and whatnot for it, and then when I get to like the books that I'm going to write down for my yearly TBR and like new releases, we can talk about those as well. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so here are a couple of the new releases that I'm super excited for. Obviously, we have a bunch of good stuff coming out in January, like The Stolen Heir, Mysteries of Thorn Manor, and most importantly, Chain of Gold. I'm so freaking excited. I need to reread the first two books in the last hours really soon. Like really soon, because it's literally January already, and like that's crazy. In June, the 5th book in the Plated Prisoner series comes out, which is called Gold, which I'm so excited for. And then in September, the 3rd book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart series comes out, which I think is called A Curse for True Love. If it's not, then oops, but like I think I remember that that's the name of it, which is something I'm also really excited about. And then I also put in like 4 titles for my yearly TBR. Also, I started writing just like Mistborn, because for the longest time I thought the first book in this series was called Mistborn, and I was so confused because I always thought that The Final Empire was the last book in the series because it says the final. But I have realized that that is not the case, but I still accidentally wrote Mistborn first. But it's fine. I do want to read all 3 of the Mistborn books in 2023. We'll see how that goes. Then I also have Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. This was on my 2022 TBR, and shockingly enough, I didn't read it, but maybe this year will be the year. I also have Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson because duh. And then I decided to put Sky and Breath on my TBR list because I do plan on reading this year. I'm gonna buddy read it with Elaine. We're gonna suffer together. It'll be fine. So yes, that is the last of these spreads. I still need to fill out this one really quickly, but for the most part, I think we're done here, which is very exciting because I've been filming this video for an eternity. So I'm going to finish this up really quickly, and then we're gonna get a final flip through, and then I will say goodbye. So we have finally made it to the final flip through of my 2023 setup. I have been doing this all day. Like, I've literally been attempting to film this video for like a span of 7 hours. So I'm incredibly excited it's done. I also really just like how it turned out. So I'm super excited that I filmed this and that we're having this moment together. Also, I've gone through and added some final touches to my spreads, aka I just put like tiny dots everywhere. Like, I don't know what it is about putting these small dots around like stars or like the soot sprites or whatever, but I feel like it really jazzes things up a bit, you know? So I did that to like basically every single spread. Here's the title page. Very basic, straightforward, you get the idea. Then we have my reading tracker, which I'm so freaking excited to start filling out because I love my one from last year so much. So I'm so freaking jazzed to start filling this one out as well. Then we have my series tracker, which will hopefully inspire me to continue / start these series. Then we have my reading goals spread. This one is honestly like really satisfying. Like just looking at all these boxes is like, I don't know, it tickles something in my brain and I'm into it. Oh, also we have this like random page because they're stuck together, so I'm not using them. Then we have my favorite books of every month spread, which I keep saying I'm excited to fill it out, but just know that I am. And we have my books read this year spread, which will have all of my tiny book covers on them. And then finally we have my yearly TBR and my new releases. So there we go. I think this one might be my favorite. I just love how this looks. I like how they kind of mirror each other, and I think it'll just be really useful to have. Even though it's taken me an eternity to do this, I've literally watched like 6 YouTube videos. I've seen 3 episodes of Wednesday now, which by the way, I do enjoy Wednesday. Like it's been a fun time, if anybody cared. So I'm going to hand you back to me in the outro and I will see you guys later. Bye. So that is the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Honestly, after filming this, I don't think I will ever do another setup type video like this again. I have major respect for people who do like consistent journaling content, because this video took me forever to film and it was really fun. Like I enjoyed it. I liked talking about it and sharing it with you guys in this way, but doing this like frequently would really just take it out of me. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video anyway. Like I said, I still had a really fun time filming this, so I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you guys did enjoy, please do let me know down below. Have you set up your 2023 spreads yet? What theme are you doing if you are doing them? Obviously, I didn't really have much of a theme going on for mine, but if you have something fun that you're doing for yours, I'd love to hear about it. If you're not, as always, just let me know how you guys are doing, what you guys are reading, what you're up to. I would love to know. And yeah, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you in my next video.